Well, wait, I wanted you to be able to see the closet, like in it really well. Because I'm going to open the door. I'm going to start with the close and then I'm going to open it. Open, close, open, close.
Filming.
Oh.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Go, yeah.
Okay. Hi, I see you. Okay, so welcome to another segment of canning, cooking, and all the good things with ShareShed TV. I'm Ann. If you have not been to our channel before, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about my canning closet. I'm going to give you a tour of my canning closet. I don't have a traditional homestead like some people who have a lot of property. I actually live in a deed restricted community that has an HOA, but I probably live like a homesteader. I have a garden outside. I actually go to the farmer's market on a regular basis. I buy bulk produce and then I come home and I can it, and I'll make things and can it. I learned canning back during the pandemic, but my grandmother canned while I was little. She had a fig tree in her backyard and she would make her own preserves. So I want to give you a tour of my canning closet. This used to be a coat closet in my house, but we live in Central Florida and we don't actually need coats here, but maybe for 1 month out of the whole year because it's very warm here and we might need a light jacket or a fleece, so there's no need to have a coat closet here. So I had my neighbor come over here, which I'm going to show you some pictures of that, and we converted this into a canning slash storage closet for food. Sorry, I can't talk. And to be able to house all of the cans. So without further ado, let me show you my canning closet. Okay, so here is the canning closet. Okay, so this used to be a coat closet, but now we use it, and it probably needs to be organized a little bit now that I'm looking at it more. I have excess food items that are kind of overflow that I would have bought maybe as a BOGO or at Costco or something like that up the top shelf. So anytime I need an extra cake mix, like we're always having people over for church, I'll buy bulk boxes of cake mix. I'll buy extra salad dressings, popcorn, coffee, granola bars, chips. If they're buy one, get one. I don't want to put them all in what I call my working operating pantry. That's where we pull from and eat from all the time. This is like the back stash. And sometimes I catch people going in through the stash and it makes me a little angry. I ain't gonna lie. Anyway, the rest of the stuff is canning. So I have gone and bought 50 pounds, 30 pounds of fresh green beans, and I can them all in jars. The cool thing about canning is you can reuse the jars for up to 3 years. Then you can reuse the lids a few times. You don't want to reuse them all the time, but maybe a few times as long as it has a good seal on it. And you store them without the rings. So I have a surplus of green beans back here. The other thing I use a lot is tomato sauce. So you can make your own tomatoes like marinara sauce, or you can make pizza sauce. I just do tomato puree because then it's more versatile. I can do more things with it. And I have quarts and pints, 2 sizes that I keep in here. I also have made pickles before. These are not my favorite. I feel like I'm going to have a better shot at it. I'll try it again this year. This is like the first batch of pickles I ever made. But they're still pretty good. Another valuable thing, broths. So this is a beef broth that I made, and it's really easy to just kind of pull out of here. I can control the flavor and the sodium and whatever goes in there. It's great. Meat. I just started pressure canning meat, and this actually is leftover Thanksgiving turkey meat that was a smoked turkey, and I just added a little bit of water to it, and I canned it because I didn't want it to go to waste. So that one was an awesome save. Some other things that I've made. This is chicken broth. I use this all the time. Salsas, lots of salsa. Here's the salsa verde that I made enchiladas with. That I have a lot of that. And this keeps up to 2 years or more in your pantry, as long as you have a good seal on it. This is my red salsa. We run low on this because we always pull this out when anybody comes over. People who don't even like cilantro like this stuff. I have cowboy candy. I have a overproducing an overproducing couple of jalapeno bushes in the backyard in my garden, and I'll just like freeze them, and then I'll make jalapeno candy, cowboy candy. It's like a sweet but spicy, sweet heat but spicy, kind of like relish almost, and I put it over cream cheese and serve it with crackers, and it's amazing. Beans. I make my own pork and beans, and I have black-eyed peas, black beans, red beans. You can get 4 of these jars, no, might be 8 jars of beans out of 1 bag of dry beans. So that's 8 servings. It's not like you make the whole bag and you eat on it all week and you're so sick and tired of beans you can't stand it anymore. This is awesome because it'll keep for a couple of years in here, and then it's a really great way to save money and kind of craft your own concoctions, because I like to buy baked beans at the store, but I like to make my own. I even put a little chunks of bacon in there. It's great. Pinto beans. I have all kinds of beans in here, and that's been a lifesaver. My other thing is soups. So this and this is a chicken noodle soup, which you don't can with noodles in it. My camera girl is trying to get away from the camera.
I'm trying to get a drink of water.
Okay, go get a drink of water. So this is chicken soup, but I don't put the noodles in because they're gummy, and you never want to can with rice or noodles. It just doesn't really work out that well. Some people have tried it, and that works for them. I don't prefer it. So this is just like kind of the Carrabba's recipe almost. I just kind of made my own. And this is split pea soup right here with some ham and carrots in it also. Now, my other favorite thing that I've canned, and that's worked really well, that a lot of people have not tried before, is gumbo. So being that I'm a South Louisiana girl, I love gumbo, but I only eat it once a year, like when it's cool outside. So because this is a thin roux, it's a thin broth, it's totally fine to can. So anything that's really thick and clumpy and floury, or it has dairy in it, you don't want to can those things. But this, I totally could. So it's another thing I don't have to make like a huge batch of. I can also just pop the can and warm up a little bit and make a pot of rice. And then I have dinner, and it's great. So what else? I have apple butter. I've made this in the fall. I made this 2 years ago. It's still amazing. I've made things like, and now I have some things that I'm really not too excited about that I'll probably have a do-over with, but they were fun to try. I made these amaretto cherries. They're made out of like real cherries, not maraschino cherries. I pitted them, and they're in amaretto and like a simple syrup, and they just look weird. They look kind of like eyeballs or something. I don't know if I would really want to put that in a cocktail, but maybe I would. I don't know. I need to crack open a jar and see how it went. I have strawberry preserves. Those went really well. I went strawberry picking last year with the kids, and it's just sugar and strawberries all mushed up, and you can serve it over a biscuit, whatever you want to do, ice cream. I made a chutney, a fresh cranberry chutney that we had for Christmas, and it has apple and cranberry and walnuts in it, and it's divine. I think there's even a little bit of shallot in there too. It's really, really good. And then I have cranberry sauce that I've made that I put away, and apple pie filling. This has been really, really good to have around too. I'm not sure I really love this recipe. It had like apple juice in it, and you can really taste the apple juice concentrate in there. But I really enjoy having these on hand, and this is something that you can do gradually. You can work your way up to having this much of a stockpile. This has taken me actually a year or two to get this much because I'm not canning all the time, and I go through these things a lot because it's all things we like to eat. It's modified with the kind of seasonings we enjoy and that we tolerate well. I don't put a lot of salt in things. I salt it after I put it in the pot and reheat it, just enough for the preservation part of it. So, and then I keep extra jars on hand. Whenever I see like a case of jars, I'll go and get some. And yeah, that's about it. So this is a tour of my canning closet. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I've inspired you today. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. And I thank you so much for joining me, and have an awesome day.